This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler and Agins, attorneys for Charlotte's startup community.
Thanks for having me. My name is Yandrick Parazon. I'm with Date Night Source. My service is called Date Night Source, and we make date night easy. So Date Night Source creates premium high-end packages called experiences for men or women, for that person that doesn't have the time but has the resources to plan a date night out. So it's for that traveler, that person that's, that executive or someone that just doesn't have that time, that's busy. So we take the grudge work out of planning that date night out. We'll put these packages called experiences together online. It's all structured out for you to go online and purchase that package. Gratuity, the entire process, everything is planned out, and it's just a matter of going to the website and selecting a package, and you're done. So our goal is to strengthen relationships, break the monotony. So if you've got your dates are, I don't know, just going to dinner, going to the movies, you want to spice it up a little bit. If you want to spice up your relationship, our goal is to create those experiences for you so that you can meet these goals here, and help couples keep each other interested. So this is a customer profile of individuals that we're looking at. Your married couple, ages 40 to 65, or even married couples that are at age 30 and up. So it's that person, again, that's traveling, or that person that just needs help planning a date night out. So my wife and I finally found a simple, convenient tool to help us slip away from the kids after a fun evening together. So maybe you've gone to a dinner and you don't know what to do after that, or you're like, okay, you sit around and you say, okay, what's the next? What do we do next? What are we doing now? We've got to go home. You're busy with your kids, etc., and you just don't have time to plan it out. You don't have time to go to a restaurant's website or call a restaurant and place reservations, set up car service. Maybe you want to indulge in an alcoholic beverage. We'll have car service for you set up. We'll set up that entire process. So for example, a date night could be a dinner, a couple's massage at 2 o'clock. Dinner at Ruth Chris at 5:30, and a Blumenthal play, XYZ play at 8:30. And then premium car service to take you to each activity within that package. You'll go to the website, you'll purchase that package, gratuity, everything is paid for. It's all just one click of a payment, of a process. And you'll be sent a notification, you'll be sent an itinerary, you'll have all that information provided to you. And you won't have to worry about it until that date. This is for that single guy that might need some help planning a date night, or maybe that person that is new to Charlotte and needs and doesn't know may not have an idea of what's hot, or what's a great place to go to, what restaurants are top restaurants, what plays are going on right now, what musicals, performances, comedies, whatever. We'll plan that out for you. If you want something more customized, we can do that as well. So you'll go to the website, and as I mentioned, you'll have packages called experiences. So you'll have the different packages set up, and we'll provide a description of what each package provides, with the pricing, and an itinerary as well. So the website is datenightsource.com. So first you'll log onto the website, you'll browse for your experience, you'll find the experience that's suitable for you, and then you'll go to the checkout page and pay for your experience. If you want to add on flowers, so for example, we're creating packages for Valentine's Day. So that's next week. So you can go to the website, purchase your package, select an add-on for flowers, and we'll have those flowers delivered to you, delivered to the restaurant that you're having dinner at, whatever. We can make that happen. And then you'll enjoy your night out on the town. It's a fully functional platform. The website is up and working now. We're continuously building industry relationships. I've got relationships with Ruth Chris and other top restaurants, and the Comedy Zone, et cetera. I've built these relationships so that we can provide these experiences. It's not just going to Ruth Chris and selecting a meal. We actually have built-in experiences that are created specifically for Date Night Source.
Okay, panelists, what do you think?
What's an average experience cost?
Anywhere, I would say around $300 or $400.
And would it be cheaper than if I went and individually did it on my own?
It would be cheaper, and we're not in for, again, this is for the experience. And if you want to take the cheap route, you can, and that's why we're trying to spice it up a little bit. And to get that experience, it's going to be there's some cost involved in that. You're going to have a customized menu. You're going to have premium car service that's going to pick you up. You're going to have an itinerary sent to you. You're going to have VIP treatment that's going to be provided to you throughout each experience.
I want to start out by saying thank you for probably at least half of the guys in the room. Thank you for reminding us that Valentine's Day is next week. And Terry got more specific. She said it's Tuesday, so it's Tuesday next week. A couple of questions. So if I kind of distilled it down, you're really trying to create almost a marketplace for date night experiences, right? So and again, you started out by saying make date night easy, and I kind of like I kind of like that being able to kind of say what you're doing succinctly is good. I will tell you, once you said that, I said, okay, well, that's really good and succinct, and then I got a little bit lost in some of the other information. But at the end, I think you're working with venues, you're working with some of these suppliers, so you really are a marketplace, right? But you're customizing that for the customer, and I got a little bit of a loss also on who your target market, because you started with what I realized, unfortunately, much further down the path, that when you gave your example of that target market, right, of married 40 to 65-year-old guys, I fall into that category, that I thought that was your focus, but then that was just an example, and then you went into the single guys. I know you were limited to 5 minutes, but it just left me begging the question of, okay, who is your target market? I know this was a general pitch, but I'm not really sure what a general pitch means. So either you're selling something, or you're selling something, to potential customers or partners, or you're selling something to investors, right? If this was more investor focused, I really would have liked to know a lot more about, okay, have you tried this, back to some of the points that Mark made earlier, right? So this is great in concept. Have you tested it out? What responses are you getting? And have you figured out kind of, okay, what's it cost me to acquire a customer? What's the business model look like, right? How much are you getting paid? That came up kind of at the very, with Terry's question, $300 to $400. Well, okay, well, that's nice. How much of that do you get to, what is there a service fee? I mean, just so I was left, and I know you ran out of time, but I was just left with a lot of questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I do have answers to those questions, and it is actually fully functional right now, and we do have customers that are actually purchasing packages as we speak, that have purchased packages for next week, as a matter of fact. And I can go into that as well.
There you
go. I would just go in on, just to start with the actual, your approach to the pitch, whether it's general, to a partner, to an audience of men, or to an investor, you've got to get out of, you're in like big ideas, and you're trying to cram the big ideas into you reading tons of words on slides.
Exactly.
Don't do that. So just to be really direct, that's going to lead to bad results in terms of developing rapport with anybody, customers, partners, investors. So less words, like go back to the drawing board on the deck. Don't use the deck as a crutch. Your whole job is to be able to speak openly and freely about what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Got it.
The deck cannot be, let's read the deck. That's just not going to work for you. So that's step one on the deck. And then I would say, like, I have more questions than I would probably want to follow up on. Like, meaning, is this premium? Is this concierge? Like, so then once you get those ideas formed, don't worry about trying to like boil the ocean on this. Just literally whatever you feel like is the most compelling thing that's happening in your business, right? I am nailing the market in married couples between 45 and 60 seeking premium experiences. I mean, I'm not telling you that's what your business is, but if that is that and you have a shred of evidence that that might be happening, you need to convince the audience that that's happening.
Got it.
First and foremost, right? Like, and how do you have evidence of that? Well, I sold 17 packages. The average age is 49. They're all married, and the average ticket or checkout was $298. Like, now I care, right?
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm swimming in the words, right? I'm just kind of like, where's this guy going with this thing? So that would be my.
Got it.
It's a little bit direct and harsh, but I would just say like, rip that up. Never read a pitch deck ever again if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get your credibility skyrockets. And then we start talking about the substance of your business, because you clearly have a business up and running. You're already doing it. I didn't get any of that from you. All I got was like kind of a lot of ideas.
Vision.
And I, personally, like if I'm investing in something, and I actually had an idea, not similar to this, but I worked with a guy a couple years ago on a home services concept like this. I love the idea of like, I'm selling packages to 45-year-old men, right, who are adjusted gross income is here, and they have no time to do this, and they're already spending money on landscaping and babysitting, and boom, like that's right. I mean, short of, this was mentioned earlier, short of moms and women having babies and movers, like well-funded, not high net worth, but high gross income families who want to spend discretionary entertainment, like that's a cool space.
Yep.
It sounds like you have experience and contacts there, so that's probably one of those ideas you should come back to, is like, how does that give you a spark, for growth or for a cool business?
Got it.
So
Got
yeah,
it.
that's
Thank you.
kinda- Yeah.
All right, audience, you're up. Sir.
Yes.
You absolutely have a pain to solve. While you were giving your pitch, my wife sent me a text message asking what we're doing about it. I swear I'll show you when we get done.
That is awesome.
So, but in all seriousness, like, so the pain for me is I have no idea what to do.
Right,
And
right,
it's,
right.
I gotta figure something out. And mind, don't send this to my wife, who goes, my wife. But you absolutely have a pain to solve. Showing that, like, I'm like, that to me is a pain that's real.
Right,
And I
right.
need to solve.
Right.
So,
Great. Thank you. Will do.
And he's newly married.
yeah.
Even
Congrats.
higher stakes.
Who's got a question? Yeah.
Hey, a couple spots. So we had that surf leadership guy.
He's in Nicaragua right now.
Yeah, so he had just laser beamed something that was his passion and built a business around, paid thousands of dollars to learn to surf in a beautiful location.
So he took his
Okay.
He's there for his
So I've been wondering if you can laser beam on that experience, and it's like an 8-hour, $1,000 experience.
Right. Right.
It gives you to the next level. It's so unique. It creates these packages that you can replicate. It doesn't have to be local because it's an experience that we're willing to travel to. And I really agree that laser beam could potentially be bigger than trying to get all guys who don't know what to do with their lives or their girlfriends, and put together the Charleston experience or the Nashville experience.
Yes.
And then you don't have to worry about scaling community, because you're creating these bigger experiences.
Okay. Okay.
That could be neat.
It's a cool idea.
That's a great idea.
There's a website called Tauck, T-A-U-C-K. It's a travel services company. You've probably never heard of it. It's like they own the market on high-end curated trips.
Yeah.
Like you go to Japan for 14 days and you're paying 12 grand, but like
Yeah,
And
like
it's that market.
like Inspirito, I think.
it's
they've
that
got something
market.
like
Yeah,
that
that's
as well.
it's a
Yes.
super compelling market. Like laser beaming, like that idea of like, boom, I'm nailing that. Like,
Right.
okay, it doesn't have to be $1 billion market. You can still have a multi-million-dollar business doing that.
Right, and trying to crunch this all into 5 minutes, there's much more plans and ideas that I have, and I've got some investors that want me to take to different cities, but actually I'm trying to find out how to scale it and to make it more of a package that I can just bounce around from city to city. So that's a good idea. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm headed.
We have time for one more question. Who's got it?
I do.
Go
Have you
ahead.
quantified the market size?
No. Have I quantified the market size?
Yeah, this opportunity.
Well, see, the thing is that if you can elaborate on the question, please.
Well, I just want to know, I mean, how big is this market? It's an interesting space. Yeah, I'd just
Well,
like to know how big the
the
market
thing
really is.
about-
We don't do date night, my husband and I, but, yeah,
Yeah, so,
what's the market opportunity out there?
well, so, there's nothing like this anywhere, in Charlotte or any city around the country, so I'm trying to create that space here in Charlotte. I'm not sure, in particular, how large it is or how small it is. I can tell you based on, we're targeting ages and salaries, et cetera. So it's going to be based on that. But in terms of the date night market, it's kind of up in the air.
So the Charlotte Chamber definitely has data on how much is spent for entertainment in Charlotte. So that would be, to get to Terry's question, that would get you sort of directionally in the Charlotte market, how much is being spent kind of on entertainment.
Okay.
There's also some data in there that you can get from either the city or the chamber on how much is being spent eating out, right? Because that's a piece of your market. And then one of the other things that I really would have liked to have seen, right, is I suspect that in the model you're building, you can get paid on both sides of the transaction here. And I have to admit, I like those opportunities where you're getting paid by both the provider and the seller, and then you're basically the Airbnb.
Yes.
Right? And if that's really where you're going, saying something like that up front and giving that as an example would be really helpful, especially for investors.
Got it.
Idea, though.
Thank you.
I like that.